Hello and welcome again to Casual Magic. Today I'm going to be telling you about the results from our Magic 2019 Summer Work Draft event. Now, for those of you who've seen this previously, you already know what's going on, but this is where we have a activities committee and we provide prize support and $10 entry fees for employees or their children to play in the event, basically like one per employee. It's an event that I highly, highly recommend all of you try at your various companies. And I'll get into a separate story later. But this time around, it was a little weird because they said, well, some people have to leave kind of partway through, so we don't really want to have to make this a full event today. Is everyone okay with just splitting up prize packs beforehand? And a bunch of people are like, yeah. It's like, oh, okay. So we got our prize packs at the very beginning and then just basically set those aside right after the draft and drafted our cards, and basically whatever we drafted today didn't kind of matter other than bragging rights. So, all right, well, let's see what happens. So, Reska Swiftclaw, always good for pressure. Starcrown Stag to tap a creature. Luminous Bonds, of course, to lock down a creature. And Knight's Pledge as an enchantment. Moving on to green, I had Greenwood Sentinel. Those kept getting passed, so I ended up with 3 of those, which are great as a 2/2 Vigilance creature. Elvish Rejuvenator, just trying to get more land ramp. Daggerback Basilisk for Death Touch. Garipur Guide to make a small creature, or I guess a larger creature unable to be blocked by little tiny chump blockers. Bristling Boar, it's good. It's kind of the reverse menace where it can only be blocked by one creature. Vinemare, this thing is awesome against black decks. I mean, yeah, it's nice. It's just hexproof and can't be blocked by black creatures. So playing against a mono black deck, oh my god, this thing got some work. Vigilant Baloth just for a beefy 5/5 with Vigilance, Rapid Bite to put on one of my giant creatures and smack some damage. And then, again, just for a little bit of some mana fixing. Moving on to blue. Oh no, why am I playing 3 colors this time? Wall of Mist just for a blocker. Aven Wind Mage as one of my few flyers. Exclusion Mage, great to get rid of a card that's out there. Enters battlefield, return target creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand. So just bounce something out of the way. And then maybe try and counter it when it comes back out. Sleep, excellent combat trick. I love this. I mean, it's not an instant. You can't just do it whenever you want. But at least to be able to tap all their creatures and then get in for an attack, and then they don't untap the next turn, that's extra nice. Ether Tunnel, just nice to give a creature unblockable. Probably didn't use it quite as much as I would have liked. As far as the artifact goes, I had Suspicious Bookcase. Target creature can't be blocked this turn, which was kind of nice. Now, why did I end up in this color combination? Well, it's because the rare that I opened up in my second pack wasn't a rare, it was a mythic. Whoosh. Arcadius a Strategist. This is the one that I wanted for Commander. This is the one that you build basically a bunch of walls around, and whenever a creature with Defender enters the battlefield under your control, you draw a card. Cool. And then each creature you control with Defender assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power, and can attack as though it didn't have Defender. So put out things like Wall of Mist, and suddenly it can do 5 points of damage and attack. So great. Love it. It'd be cool if I got to really play it that often. Let's see, for other lands, I had Meandering River and Woodland Stream. 6 forests, 5 islands, and 4 plains. Now, some of the things that I passed on, a couple of Volcanic Dragons, I got those during the first round just because I knew this is a good closer, but red went heavy on either side of me, and I just basically got nothing. I pretty much drafted these, and those are the only red cards I had. Invoke the Divine, wasn't really a whole lot of artifacts or enchantments, so I didn't bother with it. Novice Knight, I just really didn't have enough creatures with Defender, so I ended up cutting it. Satyr Enchanter, didn't have enough enchantments, so I ended up cutting it. Psymaster Thopterus, this is my first rare that I picked from the first pack, and thought, oh, okay, I can build around him. And then didn't really have that many artifacts to go with it, just nothing was available, so didn't make the cut. Ghost Form, it was nice, but didn't quite make the final cut. Essence Scatter, I just decided to go with Cancel instead because there were so many spells I wanted to get rid of that weren't necessarily just creature spells. Reclamation Sage, I had it in early on, but then just kind of got rid of it just because there weren't that many artifacts or enchantments against the decks that I played against. Wall of Vines, I had them in there once, but early on playing with 3 colors, there's just no way I could get this thing out turn 1. I was just completely getting mana screwed. And then Arcades, I didn't even get to play him until the third game. So, or not the third game, the third match. So match 1, I think I probably had him in my hand once, didn't get to cast him. Maybe the second match didn't even see him at all. And then the third match, then finally got to play him at least once, and he didn't really do much at that point anyway. So really, this is a good card to have in that deck, but I just could not go fast enough with it. Talons of Wildwood, it's a good enchantment, but just never really got around to finding a use for it in this deck. Root Snare, it's kind of nice to have Fog, but I tried to be a little bit more aggressive just because we already had prize packs and it didn't matter today. Naturalized, destroy target artifact enchantment. There wasn't, again, very many artifacts or enchantments in the decks I was playing against. Prodigious Growth, this is one of the rares that I took just because it's hilarious, especially against the giant Baloth, wherever he was. The big, Vigilant Baloth. So 5/5 Vigilance, and then being able to enchant it to make it a 12/12 with Vigilance and Trample. That's hilarious. But again, I wasn't really getting enough ramp. Having something like Llanowar Elves would have definitely made that possible. I think in a mono green deck it'd work much better. And last one, Vivian's Invocation. It was kind of a third pack rare that eventually got past me, and I just thought, what the hell, it'll be good in EDH. So the first deck that I played against, it was a red-black deck, very fast, very aggressive, and there was just nothing I could do against it. I got smoked 2-0. Second game, I played against someone who I think had more of a slow, I think it was like a green and blue build, but they really didn't necessarily have a whole lot of big finishers, and I think I was able to sneak by 2-1. And then the last one I went up against a mono black deck, and it was cool to see Vinemare just wreck him. But in the end, it came down to, I think he had the flyer out. I don't remember the name of the card, but it's one where basically whenever you, I think you discard or you make your opponent discard, then it does 2 points of damage, and he just pinged me to death. He probably got at least 10 life out of me from just that trigger alone. So it's very, very well played. And that was it. Played 3 rounds. Most of the other people played about 2. That wasn't necessarily the worst of it. In my opinion, the worst part of it was the attendance, which we've been trying to get more than last time to say, hey, we want to keep doing this event. We want to keep doing this event. We had low attendance the past couple of times, but we had things like a bunch of people randomly get sick and had some business trips. And this last time around, we had some graduation, then some people on vacation. So maybe instead of every quarter, we'll try and go to twice a year, but please let us keep doing this event. And they said, okay, try and get your attendance up. And this time around, attendance went up. Barely. It was at 10. So still really disappointing. And to be honest, I don't know if we're going to have the event in the spring. I mean, I'm sure going to champion as much as possible. I mean, if you've been watching these videos over the past few years, this is something that's been fun. And at least for the few people who have consistently shown up nearly every time to go, we absolutely love it. And I think overall we've had something like, I forget, somewhere between 35 and 40 people total playing our event throughout the years. It's just that not necessarily everyone stays with the company, and some people just kind of come in, they're there for a year, and then they move along. So there always just kind of seems to be this flow of people where we add someone, and then someone goes away, and then add someone else, and someone goes away. So that kind of attrition isn't necessarily helping then when a few key people suddenly aren't there with their spouses or children, and suddenly the attendance numbers can just shrink by like 6 or 7 people in a heartbeat. So I hope this is not the last one. We'll see. Wish me luck. Also, again, if you can do this event in your company, I highly recommend it. And even if it doesn't last forever, still try. It's absolutely wonderful. So as far as prize packs go, I have 6 packs to open up. Those are going to be in upcoming videos because why not just open up my packs on Friday as usual? It's more fun that way. So with the kind of disappointment that this might have been the last event, combined with some price spikes recently, I just thought, all right, impulse buy. So I got this. Yeah, it was mainly to get Nexus of Fate, and then I'll probably crack this and see what's in it, sell off a bunch of stuff, and in the end make this thing free, which as of this video, it's around 40, but, you know, I'll probably go back down to 30 again, but not bad considering it was 15 a little while ago. So that'll be a future video. At least for now, I'm going to open up the 6 packs in succession over the next, I guess, 6 videos on Fridays. And we'll see what we got. I'll see you in the next video. And until next time, good luck.